Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Survival Matt. This is going to be a YouTube series where I talk about how to survive as a family, how to prepare as a family. I've done a lot of research on YouTube, watched tons of videos. There's lots of very powerful, great information out there about how to survive. But everything seems to be about how it's just you by yourself, or it's you and a buddy, and you're out in the woods with almost no gear, nothing more than a knife, or the extreme opposite where you've got all the gear in the world, but you're lost on a kayaking trip or something. And nobody really talks about, well, what if it's not your buddy? What if it's your family? I have a beautiful wife and a 13-year-old teenager, and he loves the outdoors as much as I do, and so does my wife. So very rarely am I in the woods, if ever, by myself. I'm always with a friend or my amazing family. And, I want to talk about that. I want to make a YouTube channel about that. How to survive as a family. How to prepare as a family. Now, in this series, it's gonna be more like a vlog, more like news. I'm not an expert. I am a regular guy. I'm your neighbor. I'm the guy that cooks ribs on Sunday and watches football and talks to you in the grocery store, or I'm your son's best friend's dad. I'm just an average guy, and I'm self-taught. I'm not an expert in anything. I haven't been professionally trained. Everything I've learned on my own. I've read some books about, or I've learned from this amazing platform, YouTube. But again, I just noticed a gap in coverage. No one talks about family. No one talks about how to survive as a family. Now, if you look behind me, I've got 3 bags, and they are our bug out bags. And later on in the series, I look forward to talking about how I've made choices on how we prepared for those things, because every one of these bug out bags has essentials. Dave Cattenberry's 10 C's of Survival, plus other essentials. All 3 bags can start a fire. All 3 bags have knives and water purifications. But those are kind of like just your basic stuff. Other than that, the 3 bags are set up 3 different ways, in 3 different reasons, for 3 different situations. Mostly short-term, long-term, and mid-range. And then when you do this as a hobby, and you do this as a way of thinking, you start learning things about yourself. You start learning things that matter to you and what means something to you. Like, my bag is very focused on gathering food, hunting, trapping food, because I want to go. I don't know how many of you have seen this series Alone. Very good series in my opinion. But every one of those people go on the series and they lose weight. They lose 40 pounds, 60 pounds. Joe from season 1 just actually made a video last week. He was joking. He said he couldn't win alone because he weighs as much as Alan, the winner from season 1, lost. And I find that truthful reality. I want to be the guy that goes on alone and gains weight. I want to be the guy that goes on alone and hunts a boar. Like in season 3, they had the ability to hunt a pig or boar, and they didn't. Now there was a couple guys that made a couple attempts, but no one was successful. I just don't understand. That's in my mentality. It would be day 30, and they'll have out like 4 fishing lines and like 2 snares, and that's not how I think. That's not how I function. Because if it was day 30 and fish wasn't overly abundant, I would probably have 30 snares out, and by day 40 I'd have 40 snares out. You catch my drift? Like, I don't understand how food was not at the top of their priority list, because they already had their shelter, they already had their fire going, they already had a good water source. 3 people, spoiler, stop watching or skip ahead, spoiler, in season 3 of Alone, I think 3 people got kicked off for their BMI, body mass index, being too low. They were starving themselves. One of them had food and just wasn't eating it. And that blows my mind. I don't understand. Why are they not hunting more? But I digress. This channel, this YouTube series, I'm going to break things down into 5 categories to kind of make things simple. That way the viewers that want to watch the things they want to watch make things easy to watch. Like, there's going to be unboxing or gear review videos, and they will be labeled gear review blank, whatever we're talking about. We're talking about the Mora knife, and that'll be a gear review about that Mora knife. Then we're going to have the second category of the series, philosophy, where I talk about philosophical ideas, like my 3 different bags set up for short-term, long-term, and mid-term survival. Then we're going to talk about bugging out ideas and scenarios and situations. And then we're going to talk about bugging in, things you can do at your house. Things like hydroponic systems that are easy to do, easy to maintain, easy and affordable. And then, but almost no one does them. Or wind generators or solar power, and how people can benefit from those in their home today, and they're not doing it. And then the last category will be just random shenanigans. It'll be camping. It will be project ideas like building their own hydroponic system, or I've got a shed out back where I'm practicing blacksmithing, and we're going to build a forge from scratch, and we're going to blacksmith some stuff, and that'll just be random, like I said, shenanigans, random fun stuff. Anyways, this is, like I said, a discussion. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear, if you don't think that the SAS Survival Handbook is the best book to own, what is the best book to own? Maybe you have a better suggestion. Maybe this book you're going to suggest is already on my bookshelf over there, and we'll talk about those books later on. But like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm your neighbor. I'm your friend, your brother, your husband, the guy down the street. And I want this to be a place where like-minded people get together and we come up with good ideas on how to do things. And we come up with just inventive ways to be prepared and survive. And yeah, I hope that we can do this here. And that'll be it. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.